I'll be forward. I don't really quite understand what Doggyland is. It's clear that it's for children and Snoop Dogg is involved somehow, but that's about the extent of my knowledge. What I've seen of Doggyland tells me that it's concerned with teaching very young children valuable life lessons in a blunt and transparent format, while still utilizing colorful cartoon dogs. Respectable. What isn't so respectable, though, is the content itself and its delivery. I was exposed to 2 episodes of Doggyland, one of them centering around affirmation. Affirmation and affirmational statements are valuable. People often underestimate the power that simple positivity can hold, and what great effect positive statements have on our lives. Teaching children about self-affirmation is a cool and good idea. However, a few of the suggested affirmations in these videos are absolutely drenched in ableism and privilege, to the point they might do more harm than good, particularly to depressed individuals. The first concerning statement, and perhaps the most bone-chilling, is, "I choose to feel happy." This is said with a completely straight face, with the same normality as several other far more harmless affirmations. And granted, the issue with this may not be readily apparent to most, but you can't really choose to be happy. Happiness is most often a byproduct of living a good life, of being in a healthy, safe environment surrounded by people who care about you, a place where you feel you can flourish. As appealing as happiness is, it's not something we can force on ourselves by repressing our other emotional states. There's no psychological backing behind this sort of toxic positivity. If you're in a position where you feel you can choose to be happy, you likely already have what you need to facilitate that happiness. And, well, there are some people who just plain can't be happy, even children. Anhedonia is not unheard of, both from chemical sources and external ones. Telling depressive kids that they can simply choose to be happy places a lot of pressure on them. They might begin to think they're broken or unwell because they can't overcome their sadness by sheer affirmative thought. That's not even a stretch. Children and adults alike carry statements like this with them throughout their lives, and they can be hard to untangle later. A much more wholesome alternative would have simply been, "I deserve to feel happy," or "there is good in me." These statements are uplifting and inform us that we have value outside of our immediate emotional state, that we deserve good things, as everyone does, simply because we are ourselves. The second concerning statement is far more obvious. "My family loves me so much." This inherently comes from a place of privilege. It assumes that the child's family not only loves them, but that being reminded of their family will be helpful. Depressed individuals who require loving affirmation are not always from healthy, happy families. Their families may abuse them, or they might have no family at all. Telling yourself, "My family loves me so much," after your mother verbally or physically abuses you isn't doing you any good. It's placing the burden for your suffering on yourself and not who it rightfully belongs with. This is why I champion themes of found family in artistic media. By showing people that they can, and will, be loved by those outside of their blood relation, we're giving them a much healthier idea of human contact. Sad as it may be to hear, your relatives are the people with the most power over you, and as such have the most opportunities to harm you. And I know from personal and secondhand experience how devastating and traumatizing it can be, especially when we're surrounded by media which tells us our family is everything. Your family isn't everything. Love is, and love can happen outside of your blood family. This line could easily be replaced with, "I am loved for myself," "I deserve love," or just, "people care about me." There are a few other questionable statements throughout the videos, but those are by far the most pressing. It's important to remember that regardless of whether someone has the right intentions, the execution is also important. There's not really anything to these videos besides their generalized statements about affirmation, so I feel these elements are fair to criticize strongly. I've had people tell me that my mindset is born from cynicism and negativity, or that I'm blind to the value of this or that, but I couldn't disagree more. These criticisms of mine inherently come from a place of love. They come from thinking about the downtrodden, wounded, and atypical, and asking honestly how we might make the world a better place universally for all of us.